Hey, hey.
What?
What? Here we are.
Here we are. Hang on one second. Hey, you.
Hey, you.
You are not looking as exhausted as I thought you were going to be looking. You look fresh,
Thank you. We love
radiant.
makeup. We love makeup, honey. That is
I'm
the
so
beauty of
happy
drag.
for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes, I had a feeling. I had a good feeling about this for you.
Thank you. Well, I really
Um,
enjoyed our last conversation, so it's nice to be back.
I love talking to you. And I thank you again for being so open-hearted and willing to go there with me.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Let's read the sponsor liner, and then I'm going to start with you, okay? So first, this very special interview with the winner of Canada's Drag Race is sponsored by Health, a shining star in the health movement across Canada. Health is a national movement aimed at empowering everyone to take the next steps towards HIV testing, particularly our vulnerable and underserved communities. They're making it super easy as well by offering free HIV self-test kits through their website. The goal, to crank up awareness and encourage everyone to get tested. Testing is the only way to truly know your HIV status, and knowing your status opens the door to a world of support, care, and treatment, all accessible through their website. Let's also give a shout out to the incredible support behind this initiative from the MAP Center for Urban Health Solutions at St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto. So everyone, make your way to iam.health. One more time, make your way to iam.health. It's time to champion health and wellness for all and create a brighter, healthier future together. And without further ado, I present to you the queen of all queens in Canada, Canada's Drag Race Season 4 winner, Venus, in the house.
Uh, Bonjour. Hello.
Bonjour, ça va?
Live
Tout va
from
bien?
London, United
I know,
Kingdom.
coming to us from London today. I have to ask you, are you still high?
Oh
You
my
won on
goodness.
Thursday, and then you flew to London for DragCon, and I've been watching your socials and seeing just the bananas stuff that's going on there.
Bananas.
The greetings you're
Well,
getting
look.
from fellow queens and fans.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
have you
we,
processed any of
we
this yet?
pardon?
Have you processed it all yet?
No, I mean, like people were asking me, like, how does it feel? And I'm like, I I could barely feel my body. Like I could like, I just, it was so like just a shocking, a shocking experience. I can put it that way. But I feel like today, after finally getting some like proper rest, I and just getting to like reflect on everything, I was like, okay, like I now understand the magnitude of what this means, and I'm sure as the coming days, um as they roll in, I'll be able bits and pieces will start arriving into my brain. But yeah, wow, what a whirlwind of a week. It is best week of my life.
Well, in the best year of your life coming up, I think, is about to
For
unfold for you.
sure.
And I just want to suggest to you that not that I'm anyone to give you any advice, but stay present
Yes,
as much as
absolutely.
possible.
That is,
Otherwise, this whole year is going to go by in a blur that you don't even remember.
yeah, no, that is, that I think we kind of talked about that last time. That's just something that I really worked on before getting onto the show. That was like a huge thing for me, is working on my presence, both, you know, in this real world, but also internally.
Internally, yeah.
So yeah, so that for sure.
Um, I got to tell you how hot you looked in the finale. That dress, that hair,
Thank you.
was above par. I mean, it was just fantastic. And I loved how you explained that you were the light coming out of the darkness. That's what the
Yeah.
dress was representing. You're the first Indigenous two-spirited person to become Canada's Drag Race royalty. How do you feel about that aspect of it, and what does that mean to you?
I mean, like they say, with great power comes great responsibility, right? So it's something that I do not take lightly, and it's something that I do not do alone. So I think, as we will see in my reign, that I, this is a platform that I'm using not solely for myself, but for other Indigenous artists, I really can't wait to highlight the great work that we have uh here in so-called Canada. And yeah, it's going to be so, so, so magical. This is such a win for Two-Spirit people, and it's just one of those things that like I can feel my ancestors with me, and I just I yeah, I guess I'm still kind of processing that
Yeah.
whole thing as well, getting to see like Indigenous like media outlets uh giving me my flowers and stuff, and reading the comments. It's been so heartwarming. So the work is just beginning. We're day 3, honey. And there's lots to do.
When you heard the E coming out of Brooke Lynn Heights'
Oh my
mouth,
gosh, you got it right there. It was literally like that first vowel.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my reaction video, but I quite literally went into a full state of shock. Like I went completely like tingles, numb, like it was just a full out of body experience. Um, but in that moment it was like 600 people in this room, family and friends, and just being like lifted up, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, it was just such a release of so much anxiety.
yes,
Like it's
and
it's
built
one thing
up,
where it's
bottled
like
up stuff.
totally, and it's like that's something that you can't, you can, I've worked on trying to not be so anxious, but it's like it's gonna be there, because it's like for Aurora and I, that's like, we're sitting on this humongous secret where we don't know, who's gonna win.
Yeah,
And when I heard my name, I was just like, oh my gosh, like that I can finally breathe again. I can actually
yes.
like that I think that's the biggest thing. And for a girl with asthma, honey, breathing is essential. So
I have my own breathing issues actually, so I can relate.
yeah.
Um, I felt like you were going to win the whole time. I obviously Aurora Matrix was stiff competition.
Absolutely.
Were the all the top four. Everybody was good competition for you, but there's something about you. Did you feel there was something about you that was going to take it all the way? Did you know you were going to win? Do
I
you know what I
I
mean when you have that
know. I
feeling where you're
mean,
just
you
confident?
you never really know. I mean, I think there's obviously things that don't make the final edit, but I think there was a moment where they said something about my energy. And even the girls in our reunion, when in our Untucked, Kiki says to me about my energy as well. And it's like I don't ever want to like be like, oh yeah, I got this like crazy cool energy. But I know like the family that I come from and the people that raised me, and like I I like I said, like I carry those people with me along this journey, and I just felt very protected along my experience. And then there comes a point where I was like, well, okay, I'm never in the bottom. I'm doing really good here.
Yeah,
But I also think like I walked into the workroom being like, I have a humongous personality, and like it's one thing to be an amazing performer and all of these things, but it's like we are looking for I don't know if I can say this word on here, but we're looking for the CUNT. We're looking for the
yeah.
charisma, unique, nerve, and talent, and that is something that like you can't teach someone how to be, you know, that.
You have
Like
that or you don't.
you got that or you don't. And
Yeah.
I my name before the show was Venus Blank, so
Yes.
I had it, honey. And I think
And
it's important to know that. I think it's important to know that about yourself.
to me, and when we're talking about energy, everybody sort of makes jokes about, when the crown is mine, well, give me the crown and all that sort of stuff, talking about the crown being theirs. But
Right,
nobody said that more than you, joking or
right,
seriously. And I think there's momentum that builds towards that. Like, it's like Donald Trump in the States. He thinks he's the greatest. He thinks he's the best. He keeps saying it and saying it
right.
and saying it, and so it becomes almost. And we saw that in 2 elections ago. And I felt that was sort of, not that you're Donald Trump
I know.
by
I was
any
like, "Oh, what
means.
are you trying to say
No.
here?" Is it that red
But
hair?
you were calling it, you were calling it, you were calling it, you were
Totally,
calling it
totally.
to you. And and that's why I wasn't surprised, is nobody called it to them more than you called it to you.
Thank you. Well, that's, I mean, that's the power of, if you believe in power of prayer or power of manifestation or whatever it
Hmm.
may be, it's like the power of calling upon things. It's like, we hear that when we're children or just throughout your life. It's like, uh, you believe the story that you tell yourself. You
Yeah.
believe the words that you say to yourself. And in that moment, it's like, I walked in and be like, well, I'm not doing this unless I'm gonna win. Like that's just not, I'm not gonna, and I didn't feel prepared for the show until this season, right? So it was like a blessing that I didn't make it on before, and then because I felt like, you know what, I'm ready, and I know that, like, I'm. I guess going back to your questions, it's like, yeah, I guess I kind of did know I was gonna win because that's the mentality I went in with. Was
That's what
like,
I'm
this
talking
is
about.
the only option for me.
She believed she could, so she did. She spoke
Exactly.
until she
And
saw it. Yeah. What's going to make you a different queen from all the queens that have reigned before? What are you going to do differently?
yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. I mean, I think, what we have seen is, like, for me, content and the way that I present myself online is a little different. I'm like, I can serve you the glam and the beauty and all that, but I'm also like, I'm with the times, I'm with the kids. I know what the people want to see, and, like,
Hmm.
um, I love making good content. I think that matters now where we are in terms of, like, we're in the social age and all of that, but I I love connecting with people. I feel like there's something about the West Coast vibe that
Hmm.
these other girls that I love and admire, but they're not from the West Coast. They just don't got that. They don't got that je ne sais quoi, that flair. But I will say, like, if anyone, I'm probably most similar to Priyanka. I feel like we have a similar, we share, like, a similar aura.
Hmm.
And she is definitely, like, I look up to her so much. Like, for me, like, out of any drag race Priyanka is, like, a huge, huge inspiration to me. Like, she went above and beyond with what she did. So, um, big shoes to fill, but I'm a size 11. I think she's like a size 9.
Anything you want to stand for in particular? Talk about,
Oh,
be
I
there
mean,
for?
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things. I think obviously, like, Indigenous rights is a huge thing for me. Um, and there's, especially when it comes to Indigenous people in so-called Canada, there's a lot of work to be done. um
Hmm.
there's I don't think it's one thing to, I don't want to just focus on, like, the things that are missing for Indigenous people, because there's a lot of things that Indigenous people have, that we have, that we present and that need to be celebrated, like the
Hmm.
beauty, the art, and um all of that. There has to be a balance between what we are still fighting for and what we have, and what uh needs to be celebrated. I think
Yes.
that is very, very important to me. So
I don't feel like we always hear from the queens during their reign. We might see them at different performances, that sort of thing. But I would love to invite you to pop by the show quarterly or a couple times over the next
absolutely, I would
year
love
and tell us WTF has been going on with you, what you've been seeing and doing, and what the experience has been like. I think you're really special, and I think you're going to
to.
have an amazing year. And I'd love to keep up with you.
I would absolutely, yeah. Call me,
Okay.
babe.
All right.
Text
I'll be in
text my
touch.
manager. Yeah.
I'll do that. Venus, congratulations. It couldn't have happened to a nicer person and a better qualified person. And I'm so happy for you. I jumped for joy on Thursday when I saw you win.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure getting to see you again, and I love every conversation. So yeah, we'll be
Thank
talking
you.
soon.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you, honey.
Bye.
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 I'm gonna take off my glove to, don't mind the no nails, okay?
Don't mind the
Bye. I'll
box
see you
behind
later.
me. Okay. See you
Yeah.
later. Bye.
Bye.